I thought cold email is dead.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
Until you find a strategy that actually works.
This is a secret recording with a community member called Christopher, and his story is almost identical to mine when I first started, because 3 years ago I wanted one thing: to book appointments and to get clients. And I tried literally everything. I tried cold outreach, Upwork, content, and wasted a painful 6 months doing that. And Christopher was trapped in that exact same loop. But after months of experimenting and getting slapped by reality, he stumbled upon a strategy that most people overlook. A strategy that can pack your calendar full of calls, teach you everything about your niche, and build insane connections with your prospects. If you're struggling right now, this might be the missing piece. Let's dive into it. Okay, so yeah, let's start here because those metrics are pretty insane, I guess.
Yeah, so that's why I started the cold email campaign, because I had a misconception as well there, right? I thought cold email is dead until you find a strategy that actually works. And the reason behind is basically sending out like mass emails. So 6,000 emails, 3% response rate, positive response rate 134, and opportunities 134. I mean, that's just crazy. You can see the variations. I mean, I turn off the variation that doesn't work, but I'm testing 10 variations in under one email campaign.
Yeah.
And I think that's crucial. But you need to have at least 200 prospects to reach out to in order to see what works and what doesn't, right? And then just to clarify this one, 134 opportunities is basically positive responses. It's not how much money we generated with the with the emails, but that's how much you basically. That's the explanation behind that. And the value here is basically the lowest I charge is basically 2K retainer. And if you add this up, that's the number you get. So basically just a bit explanation there. Just to move over to the mirror board. So why the strategy I use is different is basically because we got the 3% response rate, and the most importantly is the health score, the domain health score. So I purchased six new domains, and so many agencies are doing this wrong, in my opinion, because they just obviously they want results quick, but they don't give some time to warm up the emails. Don't give some time to warm up the domains. So my domains are actually 100% health score, right? On every single one of them. Between 90 to 100% is absolutely fine, but I just like to keep it on maximum to make sure it ends up in the inbox. And why it's important? Well, if you send out so many emails, just like me, 6,000 emails, 12,000 emails a month, you want to make sure your emails are going to land in their inbox, so the decision maker's inbox, right? Not in their spam, because if it's going to end in their spam, then it's no point to start any email campaign. And these small steps just change the game completely.
Yeah.
In terms
Do you
of
want to
the
explain
domain.
how to get a 100% health score quickly?
Yeah. So basically, if you go to Instantly, you click on the email accounts. Yeah. Yeah. So there are two options. You can either get a pre-warm domain. Let me show you. Instantly occasionally offers pre-warmed accounts, right? So at the moment they have 98. A day ago I checked, it was 350. So they are going pretty quick, yeah. So as I mentioned, there are two options: pre-warmed accounts for a done for you email setup. If you pick the done for you email setup, which I definitely recommend, you can just pick a name, whatever you want, and it will give you some variations. Then you can select the domains. And the best thing about this is basically Instantly does it for you. So you don't have to go and, like, oh, how do I set up the DNS and all that? However, if they mess your domain up, can happen, you can just reach out to support. And in worst case scenario, they just give you a pre-warmed account. That's what happened actually to me. Because at the moment I use pre-warmed domains. And the reason behind that, I purchased 6 new domains, and 14 to 21 days pre-warm period is ended. So I started sending out some emails. It worked, and then it suddenly stopped. And the reason behind that was basically some Google something with Google. I mean, that's what the support told me on Instantly. And what they did, they gave me 6 pre-warmed accounts, and so you can utilize that straight away because I'm not patient at all, so I want to see results straight away, and that's why I reached out to them. So if any issues with the domains, it's not your responsibility to fix it. So you can just reach out to the support team, and then they're gonna help for you. And that's really, really important. And just, a huge relief. If you're not a tech guy, but you want to send out this immediately, then just, reach out to Instantly, get these domains up, and start running your campaigns.
Yeah, and you can forward all of the domains to like your main email just as
Oh
a
yeah,
pointer. And then also for the pre-warmed domains, if you go down that route, because I was testing it, you don't get the ability to get like your domains. It's like random. I don't know if you wanted to mention that. Oh, I can
correct. Yeah, I mean
like it's random
yeah,
names, but to be honest, if you're doing cold email outbound, it doesn't actually matter if it's like a different name, right? It really doesn't matter at all. It's only for like newsletter that you would want your name, obviously, but yeah, that's
absolutely. I
fine.
mean, yeah, that's important to mention because yeah, if you prefer to use your own domain, yeah, wait another 14 days. But if you want to see quick results, then obviously you're not gonna go down that route.
Yeah,
And since I started this strategy and this campaign, so you can see the 3% response rate, yeah. But the sick part here is actually 158, new events created, 100 completed events. Obviously, you're gonna have rescheduled events and canceled events. It
yeah.
just, comes with this. But previously, when I was in the marketing agency space, I think I had like maybe one, calls like a month,
Hmm.
sending out thousands of DMs and probably targeting the wrong people. I didn't know, um, back in the day what works, what doesn't. And that's why you test a lot. And once
Yeah,
you find a winning strategy, that's the result you get. So obviously you might have some questions like, do you need to be skilled to build a campaign like this? I mean, not at all. Literally, it's instantly leads, add to instantly, and warm up your domains and start the campaign pretty much. And the next question can be obviously, is this going to work in any niche? I personally target marketing agencies because I have a marketing agency background.
yeah,
But if you target e-commerce, if you target any other businesses, it definitely is going to work because you provide value. And we're going to explain what's the value
yeah,
behind the strategy in a minute. And when you can see results, it's normally within 14 to 20 days. So once the warm-up period is over, it's going to work straight away. Is it expensive? No. If you want to see quick results and if you are tired of
yeah.
manual outreach, cold emails, cold calling, just,
Yeah,
definitely
I can add
relevant.
quickly on that because it's like it depends how you want to pay. You can either pay in time or you can just pay $100 to instantly and be able to send emails. So it's like the opportunity cost of not doing this is like 2 weeks that you're not going to be able to get appointments, or 2 weeks you're not going to be able to send outbound, as well as just all the headaches is going to come with it, right? So you have to think about which one do you want to pay in terms of, yeah, do you want to pay with money or do you want to pay with sweat equity? And I just think $100, like if you don't have $100, just go work a part-time job and then funnel it into something like this and just keep testing 100%. Yeah, you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great value to 100%. And it's not loads of manual work because I'm sure many people done the same mistakes before, just sending out loads of emails manually. And well, AI is here, and probably the best thing that can happen to you if you take action, early on AI. In terms of cold emails and how you utilize AI here, I mean, first of all, you have Instantly, that's an AI, yeah. So Instantly AI. Secondly, you can use something like an AI SDR. That's something built in instantly. I think it's extra cost, but you can also build like an N8N workflow,
Yeah,
and disconnect it. So that can
and they
work as
tend
well.
free. So like
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
so easily create a email AI assistant in N8N, and I'll make a video on that as well, probably.
And what it does basically, um, you don't need to be there. So all I see in my case that I receive a notification from Calendly, you receive that somebody booked a call with you, somebody booked a call with you, somebody rescheduled because the AI SDR does this for you. So responses to the email, even to negative emails. I mean, I like to go back on negative emails and appreciate the feedback. Why not, right?
Yeah.
So just utilize to your advantage. And now to understand what this strategy exactly And what's the difference between the two strategy? The traditional direct cold email method doesn't work. Okay. The method I personally use called the interview method. And why it works is because you're providing value. And how you provide value, I like to break it down in 3 pillars. But before that, think about it as if I reach out to you and ask for your advice, you will be like, oh, this guy is asking some advice from me. It feels good, right? So you're boosting their ego with, asking them for an interview. So that you're asking from them some kind of value. And that's the 3 pillar exactly what it covers. So first of all, you need to have a curiosity-driven engagement, okay? Second of all, you need to be personalized. You need to offer some value. And the value here is an interview, okay? It can be posted on their socials. They can stand out as experts in the industry. So that's value in its own. And obviously the effortless next step. So if they see like, oh, interview invitation, yeah, why not click on that link when they are on their lunch or when they're going through their emails? There is no pitch, and that's super important. With the traditional direct cold email method, you only talk about yourself and what your business can potentially do, right? But if there is no pitch, there is a no-brainer not to say yes, let's jump on a call. And on the call, what you do with the interview method is basically you explore the business. That's the best chance for you to understand your niche. Back in the day, I thought I can target everyone, and then that's why I never reached anyone until I niche down, yeah, and literally focused on one niche. And with this method, you can really find their pain points.
Yeah.
Because now I speak to I spoke a lot with loads of marketing agency owners, and these guys are making like serious money. Some people are making 500, $1 million a month. Their revenue is like massive. I spoke to people who wrote best-selling books. It's like insane the value you get from this. It's not just, no, it's not just about selling, but the value you can take away from this
Yeah.
method is just unreal.
Yeah, there's just like so much collateral you get from it compared to a traditional like cold email, because with this, like not only are you going to understand the market better because you're going to be asking them questions as an interview. So that's like one benefit. The other benefit is you can build up your brand. So, that's going to build trust within a market because they see that you're talking to other, e-com founders or whatever your niche is. So like you're building your brand, you're getting market research for free basically. And
Yeah,
then obviously you can transition into the second call, which is introducing the opportunity of like your service and how it can help them. But yeah, it's just amazing, I think.
absolutely. Yeah. And in order to get like a setup, just to briefly go over the setup, basically you need to have at least quality. Yeah. So you need to
Yeah.
make sure your domains are verified. Okay, that's super important. The subject line needs to be catchy. So example, use first email, first name plus topic. So Charlie podcast, Charlie interview,
Yeah.
Charlie masterclass. Yeah, and
Yeah.
this just this method on its own, this subject line on its own, will bring curiosity immediately, and they're not going to ignore the email for sure. Then the email structure, just keep it super short. Why you want to have an interview call with them, why you want to host a masterclass for them, and then jump on a call. Very, very short, single clear call to action. And the technical setup, as I mentioned, 4 to 5, 4 to 6 domains, minimum with 2 to 3 inboxes each. And then most importantly, I can't stress enough, proper domain warning, 2+ weeks, and then monitor deliverability weekly. And obviously I test 10 variants per campaign. So if you see one of the variants doesn't perform, turn it off, replace it. Or if you see one of the variant is performing very good, then just use that variant and then just add the same variant. So yeah, that's all about the cold email outbound, and that's why it works, and that's why it works for me. And I think if you want to find out even more, Charlie has a community where we are going to post updates on this and try to support you as much as possible, and with with all the setup. So I think the best if you join and explore more about AI and how you can take advantage of this.
Yeah, no, I think that's a brilliant point to wrap it up. I guess we could talk about one more thing. In terms of like lead sourcing, you mentioned to verify the emails you're going to send to. So for those who don't know, like that's obviously to prevent the health score going down. Because if you're sending to emails that haven't been used recently or inactive, like that's obviously gonna bounce and lower your deliverability rate. So use like never bounce or zero bounce or another email verification tool for that. In terms of the platform, I don't know if you want to mention like where to source leads if you have a overall
Yeah,
platform.
yeah. I mean, well-known platforms, to be honest. Any B2B platform can work as long as you verify the domain. So mention some platform, like I mentioned some platforms, Apollo, Clay, you can use
Yeah.
both.
Like
Zoom
data
info.
enrichment, because
Yeah,
I want to mention that if you're sending emails to like support or info at company, like it's never going to work. You have to enrich to find the founder ideally.
yeah,
And obviously filter by size. Like if you go for big companies, it probably won't work either. Like, yeah, you can start with the employee size if you're using like Apollo or something. But I think that's an important one is like 100% make sure you're sending to the CEO or founder, and you can clearly see their name in the email. And then if you verify that, it should be fine. And I think people are going to have concerns about like the cost and stuff. But the way that I see it is, you have to pay to get appointments regardless. Like if you're spending ads, you would have the CPA, the cost per appointment, and
yeah.
everything like that. And when you think about it, like yes, you pay probably 100 to set up these domains, and maybe another 100 to get these leads, but 200 USD per month, let's say, hypothetically, is the cost for someone to get started with this method. That's going to give you the ability to send like thousands of emails. And even if you just get like two free appointments per month with
That's a
this
game
like
changer.
interview funnel, that is worth it in my opinion, because that's like a $50 per interview. And that sounds a lot if you're starting out, but I promise you, some people spend like in terms of the CAC, so cost to acquire clients, like there are agencies and other businesses that pay thousands to acquire a client. So like if your let's say pricing is 10K or 5K, some people pay 2K, 3K to get a client. So you have to spend either with time or money, and this is kind of a middle ground where it's like your time's not really involved, but it's not super expensive like ads. So I think it is probably one of the best ways to go for like organic acquisition if you're starting, as well as like DMs maybe and calls. But yeah, it's a very solid place to start.
100%. And this is the best way if you don't have time, right? And if you just want to see the calls coming in, you run this campaign. You only need to monitor probably once a week what works, what doesn't, and just literally take advantage of the AI boom. Um, because I think 2025, 2026 is the easiest business to start selling AI, because you don't even really need to have that huge conviction. You are literally selling an AI that was working in another business. That's your testimonial right there. Yeah. And to replace and get, uh, handle like customer support and save some money for the company, you can easily explain your ROI. You invest in me 2K, I bring you 8K, and like you can close those gaps. It's super simple.
Yeah, so price anchoring and getting them to like justify comparing a human to this AI that you're selling is like an obvious thing that they should be doing. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. And once again, if you want like a more detailed breakdown, obviously hop in the community and we can answer your questions and stuff in there. And I think yeah, we'll call it there. I don't know if you want to add any final things or
I think the one final thing I would like to add is AI tools without implementation is just
yeah.
entertainment, right? I think it's very important to mention that you can build so many workflows. You can be the best building workflows and agents, but if you don't take advantage on that, I mean, you're not going to make money. And end of the day, you need to take advantage on this, because it won't be always here. The businesses will start sourcing and the AI and AI agents internally. So you need to take advantage on this one. That's my final
Yeah.
thoughts there.
Sweet. Okay.